Hello Pisces, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so excited to have you here. We are finally back home after a wild 2-week adventure. I'm super happy to be here. Welcome back to all of you. To all of you who are my subscribers and my regular commenters and sharers and likers, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. I deeply appreciate it. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. We're going to dive in. This is going to be a bit of a brief reading. I think tomorrow we'll go a little bit more in depth. I want to see what Mercury retrograde is really doing out there. But today we're just going to ask some questions and see what needs to be known and see what's coming up. All right. So for Pisces, please, Spirit, what does Pisces need to know? Okay. Wow, you guys are getting recovery on the bottom of the deck, improving health. There's something better and peaceful resolution. All right, so let's find out what this is about. It does seem that things are getting better, Pisces. Things are definitely improving here for you. You know, I feel like your mindset is getting really strong, or it's like you're getting really focused on a particular direction here. What is improving health for Pisces? Wow, okay. So Pisces, we're all mad here coming out sideways, and it says accepting one's own journey, surrendering to the mystery. And then you have falling too deeply, and you have dream talk with codependent patterns on the bottom of the deck, clarifying this, improving health. You know, it feels like there may have been someone who was resisting their own path, or they may have been resisting something, resisting surrendering to a mystery. You know, for some of you, this may be a connection where it's like someone was really... You could tell that they were feeling something, but they weren't really willing to admit it. They weren't ready to open up to it. For others of you, there could be just some kind of truth, some kind of... There's definitely something being resisted here that... you know, when we resist what is meant for us, how do I want to say it? It's kind of like we're not doing ourselves any kind of favor, right? It's not like it's going to go away. It's not like it's going to change. It's not like... but when we accept, okay, this is in our path, or this is in front of us for a reason, and then we can open up to saying why. We can open up to saying, what is this trying to teach me? So, you know, you have this falling too deeply in this dream talk with this codependent pattern. For some of you, you may even be having dreams about something, or this may even be something that comes around at night when you're trying to fall asleep, where you can't stop thinking about this situation. For some of you, this can be, you know, kind of like what is now a kind of like 5D connection, where it's like maybe you're in separation from someone because they're not really ready to acknowledge the relationship, or they're not really ready to acknowledge their feelings, or whatever this is. But it's like you're having dreams about them, you're, you know, it feels like there's a sense of a lack of control. And I don't exactly know what that means. You know, with codependent patterns, it can be that it can be that we think our happiness is reliant on another person. Our happiness is never reliant on anything outside of ourselves, even another person, even as much as it feels that way. With this falling too deeply, it's almost like, you know, when you think of falling deeply in love, right? We're just going to take that as an example. That doesn't have to be what this is, but if you think about falling deeply in love, what is wrong with that? Where's the problem in that? Where are we going wrong? But when we say I'm falling too deeply, there's a problem in that. There's too much of it. And with the codependent patterns, it's like, it's not in my control. It's like either I already feel too much or I'm already too far in, and then something isn't in my control. And, you know, it can be where there is a super spiritual relationship here, and, you know, when this person thinks of you, you think of them, like there's a connection there on a deeper level. You can almost like read their mind, or you can almost know what they're feeling or what they're thinking on a daily basis, just based on the energy that you feel when you think of them. But there is something here where it's like, I've been dependent on feeling a certain way about a situation. This is what's improving. This is what's getting better. It's like I'm not as dependent on this energy for my own happiness. We can't control whether someone else is ready for us or not. We can only work on ourselves. There's something better. There's something better. There's something better, clarified by forward footsteps, making the best possible choice on the correct path, a quiet affair, a rendezvous with a secret lover, shady plans, surprises in store, and uncomfortable karma. You know, for some of you, there's definitely a third party involved with a quiet affair and uncomfortable karma. It's a situation where I feel like, you know, it may feel like, okay, we're making progress. You know, every time I feel like we're making progress, there is this outside influence that comes up. There is this outside situation or energy that has an effect on it that sort of, I feel like, almost like blocks it or stops the progress from moving. Something is happening in regards to this with the surprises in store, unknown events coming. There is some kind of change coming. There is something that is going to change. There's something around the situation where, you know, there's like a blindfold here where it's like, and I kept feeling mental focus, or it's like, now I know where to focus my energy. You know, sometimes, you know how I was saying to you just a few minutes ago about how we can't prevent, like, if something is what is right for us and we're refusing to accept our own journey, or we're refusing to accept it, or we're resisting it, it doesn't change that that's what's meant for us. It doesn't change that that's where we're going, or ultimately we're going to keep sort of facing this energy time and time again until we accept it. You know, with uncomfortable conscience, uncomfortable karma, it says guilty conscience and bad blood. You know, it's like, sort of the energy I get is like, you know, two people that are sort of fated to be together, and one person is like, I'm not ready for it. It's too intense. It scares me. It's this, it's that. And so they go in a different direction, and they bring someone else into the mix, or someone else may have already been in the mix, or whatever the case may be, or some situation occurs, right? And it's like, it was a tool of avoidance, right? And then it's like, now it doesn't change the fact that this is still a fated love, or that this is still a fated relationship, or that this is something, but it adds this burden to it. It adds this element to it that is heavy and takes a toll, and it makes it uncomfortable. It's like, wow, maybe I still have these feelings for this past person, but I did something that is unforgivable, or I did something has irrevocably changed. I can't undo what I've done, and they can't unsee, unfeel, unknow what they know. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see what this peaceful resolution is. Okay, you have honeymoon desires, you have euphoric rush, and you have honoring the body. This card came out, never turned over, wouldn't go back into the deck, and made shuffling very uncomfortable. Heavy in regret. This is the part that doesn't fit. This is the part, it's like, we could come back together, we could, you know, it would be okay if, you know, if, like in the example I was using, if it was just my fear that got in the way and I just went a different direction, or I just simply denied the connection. But instead, I've done something. I've taken an action. I've said something. I've done something that makes it so that, you know, now that I'm ready to honor this, now that I'm ready to really experience this, now that I actually desire this, I'm ready to accept my own fate. I see the benefit. I see the beauty in it. There's something that I've done that I can't undo. Ay, ay, ay. Let's dive into the tarot. For Pisces. For my Pisces, please, Spirit. The Hierophant and the Hermit. We've got a King of Wands. Ooh, Four of Wands in reverse, Three of Cups. Ugh. Guys, I mean, for some of you, for possibly a lot of you, I feel an energy of a third-party situation. And, you know, keep in mind, a third party doesn't always have to be a, it doesn't always have to be, you know, another person, right? It can be another situation. There was some kind of spiritual lesson around this. I don't know if it was for you, if it was for the other person, or if it was for both of you. But, you know, either someone was not free to explore a relationship here because they were already committed to someone else, or they already had someone else in their life. But they were not thinking of anyone but themselves. With the Nine of Cups, they were, and this can be even where it's like, it can be an energy of someone who is just like trying to have a good time, trying to enjoy life, it can be unintentional is what I'm getting with the Fool card. It's sort of like, I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't looking for it. I sort of fell into it. It just sort of happened. It made me feel good. It made me feel happy. That's all I was thinking about. I wasn't really thinking. You know, the Nine of Cups and the Three of Cups is kind of euphoric energy. They're both very happy, very emotionally content energies. And, you know, but there is this element with the Nine of Cups of like, it is singular energy. It's like, I'm not thinking about everyone else involved. I'm not thinking of all three people, or I'm just sort of going, I feel good. This is making me feel happy. I don't have a care in the world with the Fool card. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm not carrying any burdens. I'm just in it, exploring it, doing it. With the Page of Pentacles, though, what we're left with from the situation is a spiritual lesson. You know, there is a way in which in the material world this is manifesting, and it's, let me clarify the Four of Wands in reverse. Seven of Swords, the Empress, and the Hierophant. This is like evading fate. You know, it's an energy of, you know, with the Four of Wands, it could easily be this is a fated connection. This is a strong soulmate connection. This is a twin flame connection, whatever you like to say. And I'm not honoring it. With the Seven of Swords, I'm deceiving it. I'm not honoring it. How do I want to say? I'm kind of running from it. I'm trying to evade it. I'm trying to get away from something that is part of my journey for a reason. And with the Empress and the Hierophant, it's like, this could be the one. This could be the one that, I have this spiritual contract with, and yet I'm being deceptive around it. I'm not allowing it to come together. Well, it's time for that to end. It's time for that energy to end with the World card here. What is the Hermit and the Hierophant, please? Some of you may be dealing with a Taurus. You have a lot of Taurus energy here with the Hierophant twice and the Empress once. You also have the energy of Libra, Aries, Aquarius, Virgo, and Sagittarius. With the Hermit and the Hierophant, you have Temperance. Wow. And the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this is something that is taking time for someone to get used to the idea of, basically, okay? It's like, how do I want to say it? We all know that person that's like, I don't know. I want to meet my soulmate and, be in a great relationship and but I stay in my pajamas all day and I never leave my house. It's like you can want that all day long, but unless your soulmate's going to be the Amazon delivery guy or the FedEx driver or your mailman, or the guy coming to try to get you to subscribe to some fertilizer thing for your front yard, you're probably not going to meet your soulmate that way. It's like, it's like someone who is like, I know what I want and I'm really focused on what I want. But I'm not really putting any action into it. Or it's like my reality in no way reflects that this is what I'm working toward, or that this is my goal, or that this is what I want. You know what I mean? It's like someone who wants a family, but then they're out every Friday night with someone different. You know what I mean? It's like there's something not congruent about, their mentality and their reality. And with Temperance and the Hermit and the Hierophant, there is something where this is coming together, where this is changing. The Five of Swords. Fives are changed through obstacle. And so it's kind of like with the Hermit and the Hierophant and Temperance, those are all major arcana. Those are all unavoidable things. And with the Hermit, it's like, almost having everything in your life removed so that your singular focus is on what you desire, or what you say you desire, or possibly even what your fate is. So it's like, I may be avoiding this fate. I may be avoiding taking responsibility for this. I may avoid be resisting my fate or resisting what is meant for me. But it's like the universe is taking everything, every distraction away so that you can just focus on that. So that that's all you have to focus on. With the Hierophant, this could bring about some kind of spiritual ascension, but it's like something where it's like it's coming together a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. When we are very focused on our dreams or our goals or our aspirations, there's only, we eventually start making decisions that reflect that, it affects us. It affects our subconscious. It affects all of the key factors of our decision-making process. And our decisions are what really kind of show us our journey, or show up, like create the journey or the path that we're on, right? So sometimes if we're deciding to resist our our path, right? Five of Swords can be, where I know best. I know better than fate. I know better, our ego and our thoughts will allow us to believe and think a lot of things that aren't necessarily in our highest and best good, right? So it's kind of like, my thoughts are sort of defeating me. My thoughts are the things that are not going along with, or my way of thinking, or my way of going about, or it can, even with swords, be what I say and what I think are different things, right? And so there's this opportunity to sort of think about it. It almost feels like getting in trouble when you're a little kid. Like, what I really want is to get ice cream after dinner. But the choices I made were all bad choices all day. And so I got in trouble, and now I'm not getting ice cream after dinner. And my only choice is to sort of sit in the corner and think about it. It is that energy. That's exactly what the energy is. Except it's like the universe instead of your parents putting you in timeout or whatever. And so it gives you this opportunity to bring these two things together, to bring what your behavior was, what you desired was, and what your result is, and sort of go, oh, and sort of come to a space of enlightenment about it. Or okay, here's the reality of the situation as it is. With the King of Wands, wow, and the Eight of Cups, wow, and the Ace of Cups, wow. This can be where someone is like coming to a place where they're willing to admit what they want, and where they really actually have a good commanding knowledge of what they want, and they're ready to take action on it. So it is where it's like with the Temperance card sort of coming into alignment, and this may have taken a really long time for this person to figure out. But with the Eight of Cups, it's like part of the process is that they have to walk away from some things that they may not want to, that they may have like worked really hard for. They may have to finally kind of fucking, excuse my language, I don't know where that came from, admit, what is not working in their life and walk away from it. So here we go. Someone might have a potty mouth. Someone might also be a fire sign. You do have Sagittarius here. I usually associate the King of Wands with Leo. It does really feel like someone's kind of been in time out for the choices that they have made. So you have, wow. You have the Lovers card with the Nine of Wands and the Four of Cups. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. Boy, howdy, is this person really guarded and resisting. This is someone who's just like, I don't want to open myself up to it. I'm looking right at it. I'm seeing it. I know it. Four of Cups. It's almost like I don't want to see it. I don't want to know it. I don't want to admit it. I don't want to acknowledge it. There's almost an energy of like, I don't want to be responsible for what would happen, but at the same time, I can't give up this desire. And I know, like, I can't give up what I know about the situation, or about like that this is a soulmate, or that this is something very much meant to be, or it's something that I do really actually want to choose. But it's like with the Four of Cups behind that Nine of Wands, it's kind of like I'm very guarded and I'm choosing not to choose it. I'm choosing to sort of reject it because I don't want to be responsible for what would happen. Kind of an energy. It's like, it can be where it's like I'm not looking for it, or I don't really believe that it's possible, because like the Nine of Wands is a very wounded warrior kind of energy, where it's kind of like, I've been down this path too many times. I'm too jaded. I'm too cynical. I know too much how the story goes, kind of an energy. And it's like, I'm guarded to it. Even though I'm looking at what I say I want, even though it's right in front of me, I can't really open up to it, because then I would be sort of responsible for it, or I would be It can even be where I would only be a disappointment, or I would only let this person down with the Four of Cups. Then you got the Ace of Pentacles with the Five of Wands. And it's like there's a blockage that's preventing me from being able to offer something solid and stable. With the King of Cups, this is someone who probably has pretty deep feelings around the situation. Where is the Lovers? The Ace of Pentacles coming out pretty much in reverse with the Eight of Pentacles. I'd have to work really hard to be able to offer someone something solid and stable. I'd have to work on myself in order to be able to offer that. Nine of Wands, Four of Cups, King of Cups, Knight of Wands. This person avoids having deep feelings for things. This person avoids anything that has deep feelings associated. This person always comes back to this connection, always thinks about this connection, is really heartbroken to be without this connection. This person tells themselves all kinds of things about this that even perpetuate their own suffering in regards to the connection. But they run from it. With the Knight of Wands, it's like I flit from desire to desire. I don't get too deep. I don't stay too long. I don't allow things to go too far. You know what I mean? Instead I kind of run from them, suffer because I've run from them, and think nostalgically about them, fantasize about them almost, kind of, sort of hold this spot of that was that one true perfect moment where I was in love, or where I experienced this reciprocal, innocent, loving feeling with another person. Ace of Pentacles, Five of Wands, please. Six of Wands, the Magician, and the King of Wands. Ace of Wands. Wow. This is telling me a tale about someone who they see an opportunity to have what they desire, and they are wanting to have success and victory, and they understand that what is required is that they would step into their own true power and have command over what they want, own it, and go for it, and put it and act upon it, put the full weight of their being behind it. But it also would then require, with the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck, them to be able to emotionally regulate for themselves, them to be able to have these emotions and be okay with it and not run from them, in order to take what they want here, this opportunity that they've been wanting, in order to go after what they actually really desire. It would require them to be able to handle their own emotions. Whoa, 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 whoa. Jeez Louise. This is freaking intense. See, this person, I think they're having some kind of realization that they already have deep feelings about the situation. This person is like, they may have gone back and forth one too many times. They may feel as though they have disrupted the connection to such a degree that it's no longer an option for them to even make the decision. The decision is no longer in their hands. That they may have created such a disruption by their kind of wishy-washiness or going back and forth, that it's like they may have taken the energy out of the connection. They may have like spilled the energy from the connection, is how it's feeling to me. You have the Tower with the Moon card. It's like something that this person was trying to hide from, and it feels like deep feelings with the Moon card. it is hitting them like a ton of bricks. It's like they're having some kind of awakening about it. With the Devil and the Seven of Wands sideways here, this is like kind of an intense energy where it's like, how do I want to say it? It's like realizing that what was keeping us stuck was our own resistance of our own fate. You know what I'm saying? Was us all along. It was like, I'm the reason why I've experienced this. It comes back on me. Like, it was my own resistance of what was meant for me that caused me to be stuck and stay in a space of fear. Or it can be my own fear and illusion is what caused me to resist this path that is obviously meant for me. With the Page of Swords, this person is definitely, whenever you have the Page of Swords in the Tower, it's like, aha. It's like, oh my gosh, this is becoming so clear to me. Now I see it. Now I know. Now I understand. Okay, what is the Two of Pentacles and the Strength in reverse, please? Seven of Cups, this person may have treated you like an option. They may have known that what you really wanted was a committed relationship that, you know, where they may have known that really all you wanted was to experience emotional contentment with them. But instead, it's like, because they were wishy-washy, because they weren't willing to really show up in that way, because they were afraid of having deep emotions, or they were afraid of their own emotions, or they were not able to emotionally regulate for themselves. They may have treated you like an option, or they may have prioritized other things above the connection or above that emotional contentment that they may have even like promised you. Ouch. Okay, so the Tower and what is this? The Moon, yes, oh God, is being clarified by the Two of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. This person knows that they have gone back and forth. This person is somebody who's like, one time they're like this, the next time they're like that. It's like, it's an unpredictable bit of energy here where what you're going to get. And, you know, with these two twos here, especially with the Tower and the Moon card, it's something where this person is getting a lot of clarity on the choices that they're making and kind of, you know, the result of them or the reality of them. It's kind of like a harsh reality of the choices that they have made. And when, you know, with the Two of Pentacles, which we've seen a few times in this reading, it's like someone who sort of goes back and forth. And with the Two of Wands, this is someone who's like, I'm clearly choosing. You know, I see my future unfolding one way, and the choices that I'm making reflect that. So they're understanding that they can't make decisions going back and forth anymore. It's like, that energy is what spilled the energy of this strong soulmate connection, with the Strength card being in reverse. And it's like, they're not even sure that there's enough viable energy left in the connection after the decisions and choices that they've already made to keep it going, right? So with the Seven of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, this is that energy of what is meant to be will be, right? But with the Queen of Swords there, I feel there's this acknowledgement of the choice is no longer in their hands. The choice is no longer theirs. The choice sits with the Queen of Swords. The choice sits with the one who has suffered because of the choices that were made here. The Queen of Swords has gone through the entire sword cycle. They've experienced, you know, heartbreak, deception, backstabbing, you know, all of the swords, and are wiser because of it. And they are sitting in the space of discerning. They're sitting in the position of power of saying, yeah, you know, I feel this was a fated connection. I was ready to go for this. I was, you know, open to this connection. I was giving you my entire heart. I was trusting you. I was believing you. And the whole time, you know, your energy was unpredictable and unreliable. And it cost me. You know, I went through the sword cycle. Now, you know, when the Queen of Swords is upright, it's typically someone who has let the sword cycle make them better rather than bitter. Instead of being like, this happened to me and that's why I'm closed off and negative. They're like, okay, this happened and that is why I have this experience that tells me I know better. And with her hand open like this, it's sort of like an opportunity. I'll let you prove it to me. I'll let you prove to me that you've released this energy. So let's see. So I feel this person is saying, listen, I've had time to look back on the past. I've had time to get some enlightenment. I have had time to really reflect on what I want and the suffering I've caused by the choices I made. When it comes to you, the Three of Swords, the Lovers, and the Queen of Cups. This is the suffering caused by the choices made in regards to the Queen of Cups, Pisces. And with the Hangman in reverse, it's like, you know, I see clearly I don't need to reflect on the past anymore. I'm not going to gain more enlightenment by looking at the past. I have fully, you know, I've been in timeout for some time. I've had all of my distractions taken away to where I've been singularly focused on this, to where I have enlightenment of how my own choices, you know, created the suffering here. My own choices were the problem. And with a Hermit here, it's kind of like, and now I'm very sure about what I want and I am very focused on it. Someone's having some kind of awakening, and I think that it is bringing about an opportunity for some kind of peaceful resolution and some kind of recovery, possibly of a relationship. But for some of you, this can also just be closure. It can also just be kind of like, you know, this person saying to you the things that you needed to hear, the things that you wanted to hear, you know, the admission that like, yeah, it was me, it was not you. Yeah, it was the choices that I made. And I completely see how, you know, this was something that really was so special, and my choices really cut away at the base of it, you know. Spilled the energy of the connection is what keeps coming through to me. So, all right, let me get you some messages here, Pisces. Wow, shuffling, and this card pops up to the top of the deck, face up like this. Someone is secretly yearning for you. I definitely feel that energy here. I feel like someone has, you know, with the Page of Swords, someone may be, you know, kind of spying on you, or maybe wanting to talk to you, or may send you some kind of message to see if you're open to some kind of conversation. You're dealing with a water sign. You're getting, I daydream about a life with you. I'm not financially stable. I hide my feelings. I find you so attractive. If you are dealing with a fire sign, I see my life differently now. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. I miss seeing you. And this love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. If you're dealing with an earth sign, holy moly, you're getting decision. It's time to decide about this relationship. I am waiting patiently. I am not over you. Children are important to this partnership, and I am not available. If you are dealing with an air sign, your intellect arouses me. I still feel pain. The timing just wasn't right for us. We will be together again, and I trusted you. All right, Pisces. Well, this is what I have for you today. I hope it helps. I hope it brought you some peace and clarity. If it did, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I really do love to hear from you guys, and I'm so happy to be home and back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right, so anyway, I'm sending you off with all my very best now and always. All right, until next time, guys. Bye-bye.